And today we're going to discuss whether we would want our children to be our Nepo baby.
I would want them to be Nepo baby.
I low-key want to be a Nepo baby. No, I'm kidding. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of
Just One Bite. Too late for us now, but maybe
Not
our
too
kids.
late for our kids.
But our kids, yeah. And I feel like if my world were like different, I feel like if I became, first we have to start off and set the stage of how we even became rich and how we passed on our richness to our children.
True.
So
okay.
I feel like I would have wanted to become someone, maybe from like a business or something. Like maybe I'll have like an empire of like.
You will though. I have so much faith in you, Nina. I really do believe you are gonna be like this multi-million billionaire one day with her own business and like
I hope so.
creating all the content.
Yeah.
And
I just wish that there was like another thing, like that another craze that I can bring to people. Like, you know how everyone's so crazy about matcha right now? Like if I were like a trend starter for some other
You
like
kind of started the Labubu trend.
I know, but then they're copyrighted, so then
That's
I can't like
true.
use them, but then I will still buy from them. But
Alright.
I would have
Well,
like an empire like that.
Yes. No, I already know what you're gonna do. I'm just not gonna say it here because it's in the works. But I have an idea of what Nina would like to do, and I could see it doing really well.
I want to know what
And that could be the start. It's what we discussed earlier.
Oh.
But I think it could be the start of business.
New?
Yeah. Just I feel like businesses, you know, like you don't just do like I mean some people are really like you just do one and that's your main thing. But I feel like people who are very business minded, they try different things.
Yeah, I would
and then it's like after each one fails, you like create something that's even better than the last time. And that's how people become rich. It's like a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
You know?
How do you think you would become rich?
I don't know, like someone's like some rich man's second wife. I don't know.
So you're the divorcee, and then you get your money from the divorce, and plus you become the second wife, and you marry someone rich.
Well, I would like to just build my own empire, and I feel like I don't know if I'll ever be rich in this lifetime.
You could, if you marry rich.
If I marry rich, I'm rich in other places, experiences,
Yes.
love, like with my friends and family. You know, very rich in those categories.
Yes, and
But money is different. But you know, that's why you and I are always hustling. We're trying to make more money.
Okay, so in this like fake world that we have when we're like having an empires, like we're the queens of whatever empires, and then we pass on our nepotism to our children. How many Nepo kids do you want? I feel like
still the twin girls.
oh yeah, Tiff really wants twin girls, but I don't know how we can manifest that her unless she marries someone who has a history of twins or their
I
family.
do like in vitro, which I mean I've talked about it here. Like I will probably have to freeze my eggs soon. So
Yeah, but wait, hold on. But twins, you want identical twins, or what happens if there are two eggs and then you birth them and then you man-made fraternal twins?
that's fine too. For me, the twins part is like more so efficiency,
So you do multiple.
like a one and done kind of thing. Like I
Yeah.
don't need them to look alike or be alike. I do think like it is cool when I do see a lot of kids who grow up, and I think twins have like that special bond, which I think is really cool. But I would want them to also have their own identities, which I think a lot of people say like growing up, that was kind of a struggle because people would always just group them together or think one was the other. I don't know, but
Yeah, well, maybe you can have twins. But then if you're rich, then do you think you can have as many kids as you want, or you don't really care?
oh, you can, but I don't.
Because then you'll be rich.
I don't want to be outnumbered.
Ooh.
Also,
Fair
it's
point.
like yes, I'd be rich and I could like hire all the nannies in the world, but I don't know. Like there's something about like I mean, both my parents when they had me, they were working, and I did have like babysitters and things like
I
that.
see.
But it's because we just come from like a normal family. We don't, you know, and like someone has to go to work, you know.
Yeah.
Or like my grandparents would watch me. But I guess if I was rich and I had all the nannies, I could technically have more kids. But also it's like I feel like when you're rich, it also comes with a lot of like work.
Yeah. Well, if you had all the bliss in the world, I feel like I generally also want just 2 kids, but then 3 would be like pushing it if I was rich. Because then it's expensive to have kids. So, like, literally, like, the boys cost like 30 grand to have in the hospital, but then girls are probably like ranging from 40 to 45K.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wait.
That means we cost more.
I like that we're more expensive.
But it's more at a cost of like
also, why are we more expensive?
Yeah, I don't know.
What
happened to like?
What happened to equality?
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it comes more with like, I don't know if there's more, I guess, like medicine that you have to give to like a girl. Yeah, but I'm not really sure.
You think?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, like for my nepo babies. Wait, you want 2 girls or 2 guys? Or does it matter?
I want 2 girls.
Yeah. Okay. If I would want a boy and a girl, so then there's some diversity. Like I want it like even household.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I heard boys are a little wild, and
I think it would be okay because I think it would be cool to have like a boy son who's like, I want my nepo son to have like access to all the sports in the world, and then he can become some like Superman.
Cool too.
Yeah.
My roommate, she had a son, and he's pretty cute. I will have to admit.
Yeah.
He's adorable.
I would want like if we had sons. Okay, let's start if we had sons. Like, how would you treat your nepo son? And how would you?
I would treat my nepo kids the same way I would treat them even if I wasn't rich, though. I think for me, it's like, granted, we would have the means to provide them with more resources or like things that they could like succeed more, because I'm just thinking about it, even like I'm trying to put myself in that perspective where like growing up, like maybe if my family is rich, I could afford to have gone to like a private school,
Ooh. Or like a private school that's like you come back home, or a private school like board.
No, like you come back home, but it costs you like it's like college tuition to go to this high school. You know?
Like I can send them to some magnet school.
Yeah, or they.
But what happens if they don't?
So many more opportunities, resources, and then also when you're rich, you have networks and other connections. So who knows? Like I feel like, I mean, my parents. I come from a very like normal middle class family, and my parents worked really hard to provide for me and give me like the best education I could have too. Like I went to public school, but still, But I'm trying to think like maybe if my family was super rich, I could afford to do a lot more extracurriculars that costed a lot more money. Like in high school, or like, I wanted to continue competing in figure skating.
Oh yeah, it would be all
cheerleading, but all of these cost a lot of money.
Yeah, I think it would be like the sports and activities that definitely cost a lot more. Like I was actually thinking about like golf or something, because golf is really expensive.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, golfing, or maybe like I feel like gymnastics is actually pretty expensive. But then I also don't want my kids to be like too short, because I would want them to be taller.
Yeah, no, I think my growth was a bit stunted because I would do like tumbling and stuff.
Oh, you're like
dance
tumbling
class.
to the
Yeah,
ground
my
or
dance
something,
classes were always like it's like tap and tumble,
Yeah,
so I would be tumbling. Because think about it, like both my parents are taller than me. I'm the shortest in the family, and my sister's also taller than me. Like my mom's 5'5", my dad's 5'11", my sister's 5'6", so she's taller than my mom, and then I'm like barely 5'4".
Dang, yeah, no, I think I definitely I'm a little bit taller than my mom, but obviously I'm not like as tall as my dad. But then like I would want to put like my son into something that would be like tall. Like maybe I'll put basketball, but then maybe I'll also throw him into like, what's another like pricey sport?
Equestrian, or like.
Oh no, the girl can be equestrian. She could do the whole equestrian stuff.
But that costs money, because you have to like have a horse. You have to board your horse.
That's okay. They could be like Kendall Jenner for all I care. And then
it costs money. So that's why I'm saying, like, if I were rich and I had like my kids, and I would give them all the opportunities with the money I had.
I think too, like, I would try to educate them in like every skill, because I feel like people are either like, oh yeah, you're either really creative or you're really athletic, or you know,
you want them to be well-rounded.
Yeah. So I think that's like what a lot of nepo babies could have potentially, because they have like a bigger range of resources that they could obtain more skills. But in the creative field, like, I think I don't know how you can teach, like, actually maybe I'll stick them into acting. Yeah, maybe acting.
Like, I went to art school.
Yeah.
And I took ceramics for 2 years in high school.
Maybe I'll take them. Maybe I'll teach them how to be like not me.
Play piano. Have them play every like instrument.
Yeah, maybe the piano I feel like kind of gets boring, so maybe I'll teach, or not me, have them go into like electric guitar or something, and then buy them those, or like drums, and then I'll buy one of those like muted drums that you can't hear, because
wait, what?
Yeah,
they have this?
Yeah. So basically, it's like a drum kit, but it doesn't really make noise, and it's only like just kind of like pats and stuff. It's because it's too loud, and then they created that so it doesn't like disrupt the people.
When I'm rich, I'm gonna buy one for my neighbor back at home, because every time I go visit my parents' house, the neighbor's kid is always playing.
Yeah.
Which is like fine, but it's very loud. And like, if I was rich, I'll gift him a mute drum set. Is it called a mute drum set?
I don't know, like just a soundless drum kit.
I
don't know. Okay. I just it's like basically like mute, and they wear headphones and they can hear what it actually sounds like.
That's.
Yeah, I'll probably put my kids into some dance class. Like maybe I'll try to make them like swaggy or something. And then I feel like dancers always have really nice style, so then they could be like baggy pants and cool and have some groove.
I'm gonna put my kids in like ballet, tap and jazz.
Ooh.
The fundamentals.
I think I'm gonna just put them both in hip hop class, because I'm gonna tell them like, you're gonna look so cool.
It's gonna be the
when
next
you're older.
crew.
Yeah, no, I'm like, you guys are gonna be the freaking next Jabberwocky. Is like, you're gonna thank me later. And then also I might put them in swimming so that it helps them with their like
anything
lungs.
that I think would help them in terms of survival skill. Like my parents put me in swimming. They put me in taekwondo.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously I did not want to do that. It's like not a very cutesy sport. But you know, if something were to happen to me one day, at least I would have the skill to defend myself.
Yeah, maybe I'll teach them not teach them. I'll bring them to taekwondo too. But then
our
also
kids can go together.
Yeah.
Well, we can carpool, Nina. I'll drop off, you pick up. Like,
well, are we gonna even be like needing to drop off and pick up? We can just send our driver there. We're thinking in the rich scheme of things. Like, this is the rich scheme of things, or you don't have to.
I've never lived a rich life, so it's hard.
Dude,
you know.
Just think lazily, and then that's the dream. And then I would want my kids to like also maybe be taught earlier of things like I know there's a stigma against nepotism, because they just get things too easy, but we're gonna capitalize it in my household, because I think too, like, if let's say that I was someone who was like really well connected, like I know some kids or some people might think like, oh, these nepo kids, they don't like know how to work or whatever, but I would put them to work, but it just means that they're gonna get it early. Like,
yeah, I think it's important to still instill the same values that we would have even if we weren't rich. Like, I would still want to pass down the things my parents taught me, like all about like having good work ethic, you know, studying hard, being kind to people, like all of these things. I don't think like they just don't matter once you're rich and you have money. No, like they need to
they just have more stuff that they have access to.
They just have more access to things, but it doesn't mean they can act a certain way. Like at the end of the day, we should all still be like kind towards one another. If anything, I would tell them, you know, like they do have like privilege. You know.
I was just typing on my phone right now because I was like trying to think of this one Netflix show called The Unorthodox Life, and it's basically about like this there's a reality show about this, I think, Jewish family, and they kind of separated from the church, but then the mom in that family, she's like the CEO of like a fashion magazine, and then she has a daughter who's actually really smart, and then I think she's younger than like 16 or something, and then she wanted to like work for her mom or something, or just have this opportunity, and the mom was like, okay, you're not gonna get this opportunity, but you need to present me like with a project, and then like show me what you're like capable of, and then the mom would critique it. And so I don't know if like a website or an app.
At the end of the day, you have to earn.
So like that's how I would kind of teach my kid like how to work or something, or work for something that you like believe in, or if you really want something, then you have to like what you're saying, earn it. Because I think the misplacement of like thought for most Nepo kids, like they just skip the whole like working hard for it. But then also probably the scale is what people are upset by, because they're like, oh, you worked for it, like, well, I actually had to really work from like $0, you know. But then I think it just depends. It's just kind of like the discipline.
But it's also, I feel like a lot of people need to realize like that's something that they couldn't have controlled, like whose family they were born into. It's about like what they choose to do with their life and how they present themselves, that they can control, right? So
I'm also wondering if I should like confuse my kids when I'm older, where like we have like a smaller house or something, and make them believe like, oh yeah, like,
but that we don't have money.
Not that we don't have, like, we almost don't have as much money as you think. So then
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't want to be like super flashy about things.
Yeah, like I'm okay with just having $1 million house or something, but then like,
well, these days in LA, that'll get you a shack. So.
Yeah. So I mean, like $1 million house and then maybe like 3 bedrooms. That's pretty a lot, like than most places. But yeah, but they just won't know. Like they'll just probably think, oh, this is the norm.
Okay, then you can't have a driver.
I can't have a driver. I can just say this is the help. Yeah. But then also, I think it depends on where we are, because I think I would want them to learn how to drive and be a smart driver. Because like, if we're surrounded by other people who are also like rich, or if we just have this rich lifestyle, when are they gonna learn all like the street skills of like going out into like places and just making sure you're aware and stuff. And I also feel like because of how I was in college and I went to a commuter school, it was easier for me to learn how to be more of an aggressive driver, if that makes sense. Because everything you get when in the area like kind of north of Orange County, you kind of get a bunch of OC people, 626 people, and LA people. And then when you're in any of those areas, I feel like the drivers are all different, and sometimes they're not really like paying attention, or they're going super fast. So I think I would definitely want my kids to be like strong drivers and not be like fearful. So that's another thing too. So they have to learn something like that. But
I think that's good. I think teaching your kids to not be scared is a good skill to have too. I don't know if you saw recently. So I follow the Bucket List family.
Oh yeah.
It's like Garrett, Jess, and their kids. I'm like I've been a big fan since they like just first started like a decade ago, when they didn't have as many followers, and now they've like got so many different businesses, and they have a whole book. Like I went to their book signing and everything, and Garrett was like a speaker during the Disney Creators Lab, and I like got to like chat with him and stuff. So it's really awesome. But I like how they raise their kids, where they travel around the world with them, so that they can like learn and like get these travel experiences, but also they teach their kids like not to be afraid. So they started teaching their kids like how to surf when they're really young, how to swim, and then recently they were teaching one of their youngest son, Callie, to cliff dive. And this is kind of controversial. I think a lot of news outlets, they like took it out of context and basically like made it seem like Garrett pushed his kid off the cliff to teach him how to cliff dive or something. But it was like not like that. I think it was like Callie wanted to cliff dive, but he was too scared to jump on his own. So Garrett was like, okay, what if I just like throw you, so that at least he knows like Callie will clear the rocks and not hit the rocks. But then Callie can actually gain that confidence of knowing what it feels like, you know, and like Callie's a strong swimmer too, so it'll be fine. So, and then Callie did ask his dad, he was like, yeah, like please throw me, so I can like experience this. So then there's like a video of, and they also put a warning, like do not do this at home. We're just like, this is something our son wanted to learn, and we want to teach him like not to be scared and things like that. And so he like picks up Callie and like basically like throws him into the ocean. But you know, this is also like to protect Callie too, because Callie's so tiny, he's so small. If he were to jump on his own, he might have not cleared the landing of all the rocks. So so yeah, I feel like just like having the resources to teach your kids not to be
how to not be scared. I guess I get that. This is not really like Nepo related, but there is this like one kid I follow on TikTok. I think I mentioned him before, but he's like autistic, and then but he's like a toddler and he's nonverbal, but then his mom does this style of teaching that's like I don't know if it's like an exposure type of education, but she basically teaches him things when he finds interest and curiosity in something. So like for example, like if she and her son go out to the park one day, and then he's like interested in like the sand pit, or he's interested in like a hill of ants or something, she'll like find something educational about it and base the like teaching and lesson around that. And so she might like incorporate some experiments and activities like for the sand, for example, she might teach them like, oh, this is how when you pour water into like two hills, like you'll see that there is a dam. And this kid's like a toddler or something. Or like he was interested in like an anthill, so I think they were creating like a volcano or something afterwards. So I feel like if I were to implement something similar, like if my kids were interested in something, and then I'd be like, oh, you're interested in that? Because then it would spark their curiosity, and I feel like curiosity makes people more confident because they're
more passionate, like they're more determined and motivated to work towards something that they want to do.
Like they're more like interested, and then they will like work hard to like try to understand, instead of like the used mentality of nepotism is like, oh, you're just given it and then you're just gonna see if you learn it. But then here you let them be guided with what they're like interested in, and then take it to the next level. I like that too,
because if we were rich, we would have the means to be able to support that dream. Because I think to myself, right, like I didn't grow up rich, and that maybe took into the factor of like maybe what I ended up pursuing in life or not pursuing in life, because I was thinking about like, how am I gonna make money type of thing. But if money is not an issue, then if my kid wanted to pursue something, I would do whatever it took to help them pursue that.
Like I think it's kind of the same way as like what your environment is, you're really like stimulated by. Same thing as where parents, they might take their kids on trips and stuff, and then kids obviously find this newfound passion of maybe traveling somewhere, or they remember memories of their parents taking them to Disneyland and they become like Disney fans. Like there's always like that exposure, I don't know if it's exposure therapy, but exposure like learning or something. But if you think of people who are like Nepo babies, like all the model babies, for example, like Kaya Gerber and stuff, Cindy Crawford, like Heidi Klum and her daughter, like they all like learned how to model, and they probably had been exposed to it by obviously their supermodel moms, and because of that exposure, that made them confident. Also like Blue Ivy too. Yes,
she's doing so well on the tour right now with her mom.
And then despite all these rumors about them too, I definitely like see and appreciate that it looks like Blue Ivy's really like trying hard, because I was watching this old comparison from like 2024 to Blue Ivy now finishing the tour with Beyonce, and the confidence that she has had from the first couple of shows and now are so drastic. And granted, that's probably been like, I don't know, like a year or something.
But she's put in the work. She's probably at every practice learning the dance moves. And she's 13, while all the other backup dancers are probably a lot older.
And then there was this one clip of Beyonce saying like, Blue was basically trying to argue with her this one time, because she's like really wanting her to put this one song in their set, and she was really like passionate about like showcasing whatever dance. And you might even see videos and clips of Blue Ivy kind of making kind of side glances at her mom, because people think that she's eyeing her mom like, oh, you messed up on that part, or you should have done this or something. And Blue Ivy she's making Blue Ivy appear as if she's very like dominant, very like disciplined and stuff. So I could believe that, because it looks like she's definitely put in a lot of work. And even the way that Blue Ivy interacts with her little sister too, like her little sister's kind of, she's on the young side too. She's still kind of like all over the place. Yeah. And then Blue Ivy's kind of just making watch, and you can tell that she's definitely has some like rules instilled in her and stuff. But I think it just depends on how you teach your kid too, because you can give them the platform, give them the resource, but then you teaching them about like effort and skill is like you have to also make them aware, even if it's negative too. Because I think what people also are blinded by with nepotism is like the parents are in agreement with whatever the kid is doing. So even if it's bad, they'll just be like, oh, it's so good, and then keep them thinking that they're like good instead of striving for higher or better.
Well, this brings up like, so you know that whole scenario where what's her name, Becky from Fuller House.
Oh yeah. What the heck? Lori Loughlin.
Yes, and then her daughters, Olivia Jade and Bella, I think. How, you know, they're nepo babies, and she used her network and resources to basically pay off and buy their way into college.
Yeah, that one was a little not so good, but you know that had to happen so everything else comes to light, because apparently there's a lot of people doing that. But if you guys need a refresher on the whole situation, it was basically how Lori Loughlin had basically paid like USC or some like
some other third party to basically get their kids into USC.
As part of the rowing team at USC, like the ones who
they don't row.
But then they were kind of like recruited or scouted from that that coach or whatever, and that was like their in to getting into USC. But
then they got caught.
Yeah, but they definitely got caught. But like, why would you have to lie about that when you can definitely give your kids all the opportunities to like get all these skills?
That's what I'm wondering too, is like what happened, what was the disconnect? Because you know, as a parent, you obviously want what's best for your kid, but to like go about it the wrong way, it's like, what are you teaching your kid?
Like this is the easy way of doing it, and you just need to pay for good things. Like, because if the scenario could have been different, if let's say Lori Loughlin's daughter, like, she paid for the best rowing tutors, teachers. She's worked
and her daughters worked hard to like, you know, row and compete.
Then you like took her to every single rowing competition, no matter like the prize. Like, that's when you should use your nepotism. But then, even though some people might obviously be upset by that, because it's like, well, not everyone has that same experience, but you should also try to make sure that they're like humble about it. But then the idea is that you can pay for them to continue to excel, but then using money as a way to
get like buy your way
to bypass the excelness, then that doesn't
and take away fair. Like I feel like it just took away opportunities from other people who might have earned it or deserved it.
Like there must have been like really
and
good
then
people.
Is that what kind of message are you putting out there, where it's like you don't even believe in your own kid to be able to do it themselves, have the work ethic to do it themselves, or be, you know, to like get there themselves.
And they definitely need like all the skills. Like, I think that's why like people become jealous of like nepo babies, because they get access to all these opportunities that maybe they feel like they don't deserve or something.
I mean, I think people do get jealous. I feel like a lot of people are just upset because a lot of the nepo babies, they say like they're not nepo baby, you know, or that they they like,
you need to own up that you're a nepo baby.
That they like did this all themselves. But it's like I can understand where they're trying to come from, but it's like at the same time, you got access and resources that a lot of other people who are in your place now didn't have to get to the same level as you. But like I think what they could have just done better is if they just recognize that they do have privilege.
They do have privilege, or you're just like humble about it.
Because even us, like in middle class, I can recognize I have privilege compared like being able to afford to go to college, right? Like my parents were able to give me that opportunity, and for that I'm forever grateful. I understand I have the privilege to go to college, and maybe other people didn't have that privilege.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand why they can't even admit that they have privilege. Some do though. Some are really great. Like I think Phoebe Gates, Bill and Melinda
Bill
Gates' daughter, I think they raised her really well, where she's like, no, I recognize I have like privilege, but she also worked really hard. I think she did the equestrian thing. I think she went to like Stanford or something. Like she's actually quite brilliant and smart. And now she's like created her own app, and she's like building her own business. So
I love it when like nepo babies, like they kind of live up to the expectation, or live up to like their family's name, like even though they shouldn't obviously be walking in the shadows or something. But it's always nice to see when like a nepo baby or an industry plant or whatever is like so talented that you know that they could be equal to their parents, like, you know, Kaya Gerber, or like you know, like Lily Rose Depp, like Johnny Depp's daughter, and I forgot the mom's name, but but then with her, like she's taken on some really like serious roles, and you can tell that she has a really good skill in acting. And she was in that one Nasarov or whatever, it was that creepy scary one, like I'm pretty sure she was nominated for that too, for the Oscars. But then she basically really like honed in her craft and stuff, and I think that's where it's really nice to see like nepo babies, because you're like, oh, like
they work like, hard for it.
Yeah, maybe if like Cindy Crawford isn't like what's it called, modeling as much anymore, then her daughter's been stealing the show in a good way. So
no, I feel that.
Yeah,
I mean, hot take, but I actually like, even though the Kardashians and the Jenners get negative stigma, I do think they work very hard. Or like the Jenners.
The Kardashians and Jenners. I feel like
Jenners.
The Kardashians for sure, like Khloe, Kim, and Kourtney, because it's sort of nepotism, but it's not really in the same industry, because her dad was a lawyer, and then Kris was, I don't know what she was really, but then they really like worked for themselves. Like even when they did the whole, what's that one brand that they had before, like Lush, or no, not Lush, they used to have a clothing brand that was in Rodeo Drive. You know what it was? What was it called?
Oh, was it? But it was only owned by like
Dash.
Yeah.
Yes,
Dash.
Yeah.
Yes, I forget.
But like it's like stuff like that where they're creating it their own, like Kim, for an example, she or I mean, let's take Khloe for an example, because Khloe has like her American Jeans, and it's not like her parents had like a clothing brand or anything, but that was really like close to home for her. And then Kourtney, she had some like
she has the Lemmy Purr, like the wellness gummies, and then Kim has so many businesses. I do say that they do have the resources to be able to do those things. But you know, at the end of the day, they work very hard. So.
They definitely worked for it. And then the whole thing about like Kim Kardashian going to like a prestigious law firm and stuff to do like the to oppose like the convicted felons, like that whole thing, like as much as people were like kind of joking on her and stuff, like she seems like she really did like a lot of work. Like if she was just kind of going in bliss, like, oh, I know some things and then I just want to like have my name attached to something, she could have easily done that in another way, but you can tell that the people she's working with are like also making sure she's being put to work, and
she's working hard,
and also
while
being
juggling like her businesses and like raising 4 kids. It's very impressive.
Yeah, no, seriously. But then I'm looking at other people, because I was trying to think of like Michael Jackson's kids. You know how it's like,
I think the daughter's like doing some sort of singing or something.
Yeah, she's trying to sing, but she's not like using her nepotism from like.
Okay, what about like Paris Hilton? Because they own the Hilton.
Ooh, you know, Paris Hilton though, I do applaud her, because I literally just saw like an interview with her, because she was talking about how everyone already knows that she plays this character when she's like Paris Hilton and stuff, with the
dumb
high
blonde.
voice. And that was something that the producers had told her to be, and she really emulated this character. But then she really was talking about how she wanted to sound separate from her Hilton name, and so that's why she created this whole universe of Paris Hilton and making that more of a name than just being associated as a Hilton brand. Yeah, so
I think she did a great job. She's smart.
She's really smart.
And talented. I mean, I low-key want to see her DJ one day.
Yeah, I know. So she DJs, for people who don't know that. Like, she wears all pink, and she's pretty, like, decent too. Yeah, like, she's
smart too. So
yeah, she seems like she has, like, fun. It's kind of like her and Shaq. Shaq, he started DJing after, like, that's not really Nepo, but, like, he seemed like he really enjoyed the music, and he's really, like, honed in on the DJing stuff. So that's something that I feel like that's how you really utilize your resources and skills, like, to obtain another skill or something. But yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think of another, like, Nepo baby that we were talking about someone else, but I don't remember who it was. Oh wait, no, I was thinking of it. Angelina Jolie, her Shiloh, and
dancing now, right?
Yeah, I think one of them's dancing, and then the other one is doing, like, Muay Thai. Oh, there's I think
another one that's doing
Dax, the Taiwan.
Maddox.
Oh, Maddox,
yeah.
One of them is also getting into film. Yes, that one's really cool. But the way that Angelina Jolie shows up for her kids, it's like oh, she's going to, like, a parent teacher conference, or, like, going to, like, their competition or show. Like, there was just a picture of her going to her son, I think, their, like, Muay Thai competition, and I'm pretty sure, like, her son won, like, second place, which is, like, pretty good, but then it's obviously because he had all the training and whatnot. So, and she showed up like she was just, like, watching without, like, the traction to it. So I think when you act, like, humble like that, that's how you get by with not having super Nepo kids and stuff.
I think so too.
Yeah. Wait, have you heard about the one with who's the soccer player? The one who's, like, David Beckham, and then his kid.
Oh, his kids.
Yeah. The oldest one, though, is having some, like, temper tantrum-ish. Like, he doesn't want to be... Yeah, he doesn't want to be associated with his, like, parents and stuff. But then I think it's because his parents don't approve of
his wife
because they married earlier, and then also I think she's older,
but she comes from a really well-off family. Is it her name Nicola or something
like
she's
that.
Like, good friends with Selena Gomez.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, no, that's when I'm like, I'm not sure how that relationship is between, like, breaking off from your parents.
It must be hard though, because if they were to have kids, they would be, or they themselves are the ultimate Nepo babies.
Because they're marrying rich to each other?
Because they come from very well-off families. And I mean, Brooklyn, his mom is a Spice Girl. His dad is a famous soccer player. And then Nicola, her parents have built an empire. So they already themselves are the ultimate Nepo babies. And now they're coming together. If they were to have kids, it would be like the ultimate
Nepo. Unless they,
like...
Yeah. The only thing, too, is, like, I don't know how you can teach the same skills if you're not... If the Nepo baby isn't taught the necessary skills, how can they expect their offspring to be successful? Because, like, if they're just used to things given to them, then they might run out of money or something. So that's one thing that I don't know how the generational wealth will stop. I feel like that's kind of what happens, but we have yet to see the Nepo babies afterwards, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, if I'm trying to think of, like, celebrities who have said, you know, like, they're very successful. Think like Jackie Chan, right? He's so successful. He probably has built his own empire, but in his interviews he always says, like, you know, when I'm gone, the money's not going to my kids. I'm gonna donate all of it. Because I think he wants his kids to make a name for themselves and, like, earn their own money, which is, like, I can respect that too. But it's like, I feel like there should be a better, like, a good balance. You know, because at the end of the day, if I was in a great place, I would want to make sure my next generation lived a better life than I did.
Sure.
And I think back to, you know, my parents. I will never live up to my parents because, you know, they came from different country. They work 3 jobs and put themselves through school, you know, and like they had to like study hard to get scholarships, and but they did whatever it took to make sure like I could be successful and live a better life than they did. And so I feel like one day that's what I want to do for my offspring. And if I were to make it rich, I would want to make their lives easier. Who wouldn't, you know? So I don't know about the whole donating everything to charity.
Yeah.
But I can respect him donating it to charity, because I get like wanting your kids to, you know, do it themselves and not just rely on like a trust fund.
Yeah. Like, I don't care what my kids do. I just want to like continue my legacy. Like, I want my like name, or just like the thought of my name, to continue for generations to come. Like, that my family knows who I am. Like, later down the line, like,
you should do this. I'm sure you will. You're gonna leave such a big legacy that every girl born into your family, their middle name's gonna be Nina.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty wild. Or like,
have you seen that, like families where they every like girl in the family, their middle name is like Catherine because their great grandma was Catherine.
Wow.
And she
then
like,
they never forget who you will never forget me.
Yes.
Funny, actually. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But then what happens if someone throws it off? Actually, I don't know.
Then they don't get part of the fund, and they're out of the will. No,
maybe wait, I just said
my name is not in your name, you don't get any of my money.
Maybe it could be like, you can like you have to have your middle name. Like, if you're gonna obtain my wealth through the generations after me, like, you have to have the variation of Nina in your name, like Christina or something. Actually, Christina, there's no Nina part of it, but it has to be Christina, Nina, or something like, I don't know. There's actually not that many Nina.
Like Pinta. No, that's
the ship.
That's
literally the ship.
What is it? Nina,
gosh.
the Pinta,
the Santa Maria. Oh my gosh. When I was a kid, I remember in the 3rd grade, like, oh my gosh, are you the Nina? And I was like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, do you know the Santa Maria and the what was the other one?
The Pinta.
Do you know the Pinta and the Santa Maria because you're the Nina? And I'm like, that is the worst joke you could ever tell someone named Nina.
Oh my gosh.
Which is funny, but I'm just like, you know, you could be more educated. You could have said Niña. That means like children.
Oh, really?
In Spanish, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure
with
a tilde. A tilde is a squiggly line above then. But anyways, yeah. No, I would definitely like or maybe you could flip off between Nina and Anin, which is Nina backwards.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What's an Anin?
Anin, like, if you have a guy, name the middle name Anin, and then when you have a girl, Nina, and then you keep flipping so that every generation has a Nina.
Or they can all be called Psycho.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Psycho Trust Fund. Oh my goodness. You know who I forgot who's technically a Nepo baby? Is Miley Cyrus. Because her dad is Billy Ray Cyrus.
But I feel like we don't...
She doesn't flaunt it.
And she's so freaking talented.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see she announced, like...
Yes, the Hannah Montana tour.
Yeah, next year. We have to go, Nina.
Oh, my gosh.
I love Hannah Montana. Well, you've been. So
yes.
You're lucky.
Oh, my gosh. If you guys don't know this about me, one of my first concerts ever... Not one of my first. It was your first. It was my first concert. Was Hannah Montana and the Miley Cyrus tour that she was like, I'm pretty sure she was like 13 or something.
Yeah.
And then I even have one of those like lanyards with the Hannah Montana, and then you flip it and it's Miley Cyrus. We have
to go.
Yeah. And then that was like such a good show. And then my mom was the one who had went with me, and she recalls that time being like, you know, for like a 14-year-old, she has some like vocals, like the presence that she had on stage at that young of an age was like diabolical. And my mom, like, obviously my mom hasn't been to a lot of like concerts, and so like seeing like a child like perform like that, she just thought it was like so amazing. And then the thing is too, we watched High School Musical when they were on tour too, but it was Drew Seeley instead of Zac Efron. But she was like, Hannah Montana was so much better. Like, they were both good, but it was like, obviously, like Hannah Montana was so
Miley
good.
knows how to like
work this. Yeah, she was carrying the stage,
and she was like carrying the stage. Like, she's just so talented. I loved her so much, and she obviously worked really hard because she was on the TV show and everything.
Yeah.
Touring.
Yeah, and I actually can't even remember if the show that I went to, the opener or some portion of it was Ali and AJ.
It might have been, actually.
Because I think I have one of their cards, but I don't remember.
I wouldn't be surprised. Also, Ali was supposed to be Hannah Montana.
I saw that. Yeah. So the whole lore was that because they were auditioning people for the Hannah Montana show, and I think they already casted Billy Ray Cyrus or something, and then they Miley was like, I should do it. I have to do it. Blah, blah, blah. But then they were just like a little unsure because she was younger.
Wait, no. I don't think they casted Billy. I think they casted Miley and then Billy. But they were hesitant about casting Miley because she was so young. And they had originally wanted to cast Ali. But Ali didn't want to be she didn't want to do the Disney Channel stuff as much anymore because she had just done Phil of the Future.
Oh, she just finished that one.
She wanted to do Ali and AJ kind of. So that's when I think they decided on Miley. And then
I thought they recruited Billy Ray first, and then Miley was just fighting for it. She really, really wanted it.
No, I think it was Miley fought. She really, really wanted it, and then because she was so young, they were hesitant about casting her. And then once they cast her, they were like, wait, why don't we try it with her actual dad?
Yeah. I do remember her being someone who had to really fight for it because she was just really young at the time. But it would have been cool with Ali and AJ. But then the whole story with them too is after the Disney Channel, their whole music career kind of flopped. Yeah. And I didn't really. I think they were signed with Capitol Records or something at the time, or just a really big music company. And then they basically dropped them because they were just oh, there's already so many people who are like you, blonde and whatever. Which kind of sucks too because it's those people who had the Disney name to them couldn't carry it on for later.
But I feel they're making their comeback now.
I heard that too
and stuff.
Yeah, so hopefully we see them. There's been a lot of comebacks for old shows, That's So Raven. They finished.
They're doing reboots for everything. I mean, the Freaky Friday 2 is coming
out. Yes, the
out.
Freaky Friday. That one was insane.
I'm so excited for that. Yeah. And then also, I don't know if you saw. I don't know. This might be too old for you, but
which one?
Bend It Beckingham. I think it started Keira Knightley. It's really old, but they just announced that they're doing a sequel reboot type of thing.
Wow, that's cool.
So people are really excited. So my college housemate Anne is so excited because her dog is named after that show.
Wait, that's cool. Yeah. Wait, Lindsay Lohan? Okay, her kids are definitely gonna be some nepo kid. Because her husband, he's I think she lives in Dubai or something.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, so she basically married this really rich guy, and she said that she lives there and she's kind of away from Hollywood, which she really appreciates.
No paparazzi
because apparently it's illegal to take pictures of someone
without their
consent in Dubai.
You and I, our TikTok algorithm, identical feed.
Yes, because it was on that Kelly Ripa show.
Yes.
Yeah. That morning news show that she hosts with her husband.
Yeah,
that one was interesting. I was like, oh my god, there's a new host now. But
because all the hosts that she had in the past
they have been faulted. Yeah. I actually thought it was still Ryan Seacrest, but then
it used to be Regis, and then he passed, and then maybe it was Ryan, and then it was
it was that other guy before Ryan who basically I forgot what his name was. He was bald. He basically was on the show with her and then said that he was going to be pursuing something else, and then she found out on the show that he's not going to be her host anymore, and she just walked out. She was livid, and then they had Ryan Seacrest afterwards. That one was just a show because she was just how come you wouldn't tell me your co-host ahead of time? And then her reaction was obviously upset because she's well, what about the show and whatever. But anyways, I think celebrities all have their own issues and problems and stuff, but it would be nice to be in their shoes
one
or
day.
Something. Yeah,
one day when we make it big, Nina, but not today.
I still want to live my life how it is now. I'm not in a rush to have kids at this point in time, but hopefully later on. And the 30s are the new 20s, so
they are. You just have more money.
Yeah, you have more money to spare, and I'm
honestly,
like,
I feel like I'm loving my 30s.
yeah, no, I feel like there's more stuff.
I
you can
honestly
do.
look better in my 30s too.
Yes, have you heard of like the second puberty?
Oh yes, I had second puberty in my late 20s, but
Yeah.
I do think like now I actually look better,
Mm-hmm.
and people think I'm in my early 20s. I was at work the other day, my coworker, she was like, oh, like, so like did you just graduate?
Yeah.
Because her daughter had just graduated college. And I'm like, ma'am, no, I graduated like almost a decade ago.
She must have been so
and
shocked.
she was like, what?
Yeah.
She was so shocked. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, I think my parents are kind of like that right now because they were like, oh, like how old? And they don't realize I'm the youngest in most of the group settings I'm at. And they're like, oh, they're 30? Oh, wow. Like, they're just a little bit more shocked. So, yeah. Yeah, but I wish that obviously like I had a lot more resources. Because if I was a Nepo baby, like, I think I would really take it to use. I don't know if having more money would make me more disciplined, if that makes sense, or if I'd be too lazy, because I don't want to end up being like a spoiled kid, but I also think like
I wouldn't want my kids to act like a spoiled kid either.
Yeah, but I think I would definitely be trying to have all these experiences if I was a Nepo baby, which might seem like a lot like all
if
over
I was
the
a Nepo
place.
baby, I would just want my parents to take me around the world to like see different cultures and things like that. But you know, looking back, I'm glad my parents disciplined me. I'm glad like, you know, there were rules in the house, and and that I like wasn't spoiled, things like that.
Yeah. I think for me, like, I wish I had more resources to like, I don't know, like maybe just improve like wellness and stuff, or just have like a better living situation. Not that it's like bad, but I would definitely like try to decor it, because I don't feel like I decorate at all in my house. So I would definitely want to capitalize this. No, I was just thinking,
in my place, it's like,
dude,
bare
okay,
walls. This is the only wall that has something on it.
Wait, this is so random, but I was just thinking, like, before I went to the bathroom just now before we started this, I was like, I don't think TIFF has a lot of like cabinets and shelves. And then I was thinking about how I also don't have a lot of cabinets and stuff. And then I remember talking to one of our friends, Will, because he's like an architect, and he went to design school, and so he was like, because I was asking him, I was like, how can I make my room look bigger? And he was like, well, I think maybe you could have like cabinets that are floor to ceiling cabinets, but the only thing with that is that you have to like station them like to the wall so it doesn't fall if there's like an earthquake or something. And then he was like, that's how you make it bigger. And then I was thinking, wow, that would make me have a lot of more storage. And if I had more storage space, or if I really designed my room the way I want it, then I would put so many cabinets, fake like walk-in closet or something, you know. Like,
I mean, that's, I guess now you'll just have to be rich, because
I know
then you can afford to build, design your very own home, DIY.
I don't know if I'm always wondering if I should have like a a ready-made house, or like a fixer-upper.
Fixer-upper sounds a little bit tiring, so you would have to be like very passionate about it, I would say.
Like I'm not that crafty. I think I could design well, but I don't think I would be patient with the whole building process. But I also don't know how long that lasts and how much money in comparison it is, because like what happens if the structure of the foundation is just crap?
It could be, because it's so old.
So I don't want to have to like worry about that. I would rather have a really modern house. I would want to have a condo though, like first for now. I want a condo with at least like 2 rooms, and then like a nice kitchen open with the living room and stuff.
That would be nice.
Yeah, because you actually don't have a dining table. I just realized. So when you're eating here, are you like
work table?
Oh, I see.
But when I used to live with someone, we would eat here together.
Oh, at this Lego table. Yeah, so TIFF has a Lego table, but I don't think you guys always see it.
It's my coffee table, but it's not. I don't have a dining table. I don't have room for a dining table in here. So
yeah, it's okay. I think it's very quaint in here, which is good.
Like, I just have a lot of junk.
I have a lot of crap too. I need to like condense it. I think that's the problem with me. If I was a Nepo baby, I would buy a bunch of stuff, but then also maybe I would buy really nice stuff, so I would buy less things. So I don't know.
No, that's fair.
But I wish I was like one of those Nepo babies. Like, you know that one girl, that Asian girl who's really rich?
Which one? There's like 3. There's Becca Bloom. There's Chloe.
The one who always wear
Mei-Ling.
white and she has a nice bathroom. I think she's the one who did the Van Cleef thing. But then
Chloe.
yeah, but then
The one who's like a stay-at-home daughter.
yeah, but she really liked Van Cleef, and then after that whole Van Cleef issue, with that other creator, she actually reached out to her. I think that was Chloe actually,
Or maybe it's Becca.
maybe.
Becca Bloom.
Yeah, but I want to be like that rich. Yeah,
Same.
and experiences. And then also, if I was rich, I would definitely try to learn a lot of languages. Like, I don't think I was in a place where I learned a lot of languages or had the freedom
Yeah.
or resources to like keep up with that. But maybe later in the future. So yeah.
One day we'll manifest.
Yeah, one day. Yeah, well, anyways, thanks for watching this episode, and let us know what you would do to your Nepo baby. Like, I think there's so many things you could go about it, but let me know how you would treat your Nepo baby. Like, what are the things that you would really, like, enforce on them, and what are the things that you would just be so willing to give them? Like, what are the differences? But either way, you can find us out, you can find us on
YouTube, Spotify every Tuesday.
Yeah. And at JustOneBitePod and
on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys later.
Bye. Bye.